Welcome to our travel day. We've just arrived at Gatwick Airport. We are currently on the way to arrivals to get our plane food, which will be a Greggs.
Yep.
We don't eat any plane food whatsoever. So if you make your way to arrivals, there is a Greggs, which me and Matt always come to get our plane food. We're all checked in through security.
Yeah.
Just made our way to the Wetherspoons. Super quick one tip.
Yeah, really easy this morning. Straight through, no queues.
The airport's dead. I know it looks busy in here, but for check-in and security, we was literally straight through.
Yeah, no trouble whatsoever.
So just come to the Wetherspoons now, where we're gonna be here for a couple of hours. Gonna get some food.
Yeah.
And then a couple of drinks. So we just ordered our food. We've had a breakfast, haven't we?
Yep.
Each coming. Washed down with a pint each. So I've had a sausage and egg muffin, comes to hash browns. And
Matt's came with hash browns?
Yeah, came with two of them.
Nice.
And Matt's had a small breakfast.
With added black pudding.
We're all checked in out to gate now, just waiting to get on the plane.
Saying it's going to only take us 8 hours 23 to get there, which is brilliant.
That is insanely good for going.
It
normally takes longer going, about 9 hours, and then normally on your way back it's about 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's why you make your time
Yeah,
with the tailwind.
Right. Yeah.
So for 8 hours, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down.
No way. 8 hours 21.
So for 8 hours and 20 minutes to get there is insanely
That's
good.
about 20 past 6 we get
brilliant.
there. Sorry, 20 past 5 we'd land
5.
there, yeah, which is brilliant. Meant to take off at 2, so we'll see how we do with that, but yeah. I'll just run you through the films. There's not too much of a change from last time. Yeah, I think there's a couple of new ones, but just for those that are interested in what films are on the flight.
And if you're not interested, you can just skip past this bit.
Yeah, I know some people are interested, some people aren't.
Yeah, the people that are interested are maybe the ones that have got an upcoming flight.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
they can see what films they've got, and if they're absolutely rubbish and they know there's nothing they want to watch, then they can be prepared.
Yeah.
And bring on their own stuff on a tablet or something.
Yeah, I mean there's some interesting films, but yeah, perhaps bring something else to keep you entertained if you're not bothered about these films. Yeah, there's plenty of films, it's just whether you're interested in the films that's on it. So I think I'll be watching the same films again on this trip.
Yeah,
maybe try and have a bit of a nap as well. That's it for the films. So there are also some TV series on here. Not really anything that I'm bothered about, but Coco Melon. Friends, plenty of Friends. Oh, House of the Dragon, that's new. I didn't remember seeing that before.
It was still good if you've not watched the first series like we haven't.
Oh yeah,
from series 2.
I didn't realise it's just season 2. Oh, okay.
Otherwise I probably would have watched that, to be fair.
Yeah, for being season 1.
Yeah.
We did that with Yellowstone, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's it, I think. Young Sheldon at the end. Yeah. That's a lot.
So it absolutely sailed through security. So I'm just picking up our visitor toll pass.
Confirming your reservation. Please wait.
Thinking about it. There we go.
Please retrieve your transponder.
Easy side.
Yep, that's easy.
Yeah. Welcome to another lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, wow. Bit of an extension.
So now we're going to go and pick a car up. We'll do the, what's it called? Skip the counter. We always do skip the counter of Alamo. So you literally come straight, well, literally come pick your car up. It's currently 31 degrees and it is 25 past 6. yeah, so I'm gonna pick a car. Since we last came 2 months ago, Alamo have added all these signs. So now it specifically said it's very easy to see the row of cars that you pick from. So we've got mid-size, which we booked it as intermediate. So again, they've changed the wording. And then we'll just go and pick a car along this route. So we've gone for this Luna Sentra. There's a brown one and there's a Corolla. A couple of cars, but out of all them we've had so far, we've liked the Luna Sentra. We're in Florida, baby!
We are.
So went through security super quick, and this time round the car was super quick as well.
Yeah.
Compared to last time, which if you watched our last travel day vlog, we had an absolute nightmare picking the car up. But straight through, and it's currently 7:15. When we got in it, I did say to Matt, so it smells brand new in this car.
Yeah, you did.
And the car's only done 3,269 miles.
Yeah. 25 plate.
Yeah, 25 plate, Nissan Sentra. Oh, the 192 is such a beautiful sight to us. It's when you know we're finally in, isn't it?
Yeah.
When we get to the 192.
Yeah.
To Walmart to do a shop, although this might be the only shop we do this week.
Maybe. Yeah, we're going to be eating out a lot at the parks and stuff. There's a lot of new snacks that we want to try.
So let us know what you do on your first night in Florida. What's your traditions? For us, it's always a Walmart shop to get all our stuff. Sunny Dock now we've come out.
Oh yeah.
We're just saying how much our car stands at. Bright blue. We're saying it's not a very common colour, is it?
They're normally grey or white.
White, silver. Not sure how long we spent in Walmart. Well over an hour. It's currently 9:10 and we're only just pulling into our resort.
There we are.
So even though we own a condo, we've still got to go to reception and check in and get our key cards for it. So we're just going to go and do that now, and then we'll head in our condo.
Shouldn't take long though, should it? Okay, so it's the next morning. Last night when we got here, we noticed there are a couple of things broken that we're not very happy with. So we'll just show you what they are now. So when we got in last night, we were really tired. So we decided that we were going to film this stuff this morning and then just get an early night last night. Because we knew we'd be up early this morning.
Yeah, so on the way back from Walmart last night to our resort, I think both of us pretty much hit the wall of tiredness. It just hit us, didn't it?
It did.
And also then when we got in, we were going to film obviously our condo and walk around, because every time we get here we do like a walk around check. We look at all the ceilings to make sure that there's no leaks coming from the unit above. We look to see if there's anything missing, and we look to see if there's anything damaged. And unfortunately there are two things in our condo that have been damaged. Was not happy last night when we got in, so I didn't want to start filming when we was so peed off, to put it politely, without swearing. I don't want to be like the negative Nancy, you know, on the channel. But this is the reality of owning a holiday home, and we are very open and honest about what it is really like owning a holiday home. And unfortunately these things do happen, but we really was not happy last night because we didn't know anything about it and we discovered it.
Yeah.
So we're going to go and show you now the damage. So this is the kids' bedroom, and the first thing we noticed is our blinds have completely been snapped and broke. So I mean, it just looks crap, doesn't it now? But
yeah, and they weren't cheap blinds either.
No, blinds are blinds are not cheap. And if you've watched our channel from the start of when we have done the first stages of the renovations of our condo, we replaced the blinds, and they're not cheap because they are massive windows, so they are big blinds, and they're completely broke now in this room. So obviously Kim must have grabbed it and snapped it. So now they don't close properly and they're open now. So they're completely broke. So that was damage item number one. Luckily the rest of our condo is fine, and then when I was putting the shopping away in our fridge, I went to grab the milk, put it in the fridge, and I normally put it on this shelf, the middle shelf.
That's not there.
That's not there. The middle shelf has been ripped off and it is missing. It's gone and it's cracked. It has literally been ripped off. So yeah, we discovered that last night as well.
Yeah, I don't quite know how you manage that one. You got to rip that off.
Because it literally, these things just lift off, like, you know, they just come out. But this has been absolutely, it's been torn off. Don't know what's happened to it. So now we've got no middle shelf. And the bottom shelf isn't very good because it's a small shelf. So this milk is the smallest milk you can buy. It doesn't fit. So we never really use this bottom shelf other than we put bottles of water on the bottom, don't we?
Yeah.
Because that's all you can get in. So we always use the middle one. And now we haven't got one.
So we have sent an email to our property manager asking how these damages haven't been picked up or reported to us. So we're waiting to see what they come back with. But yeah, we're not very happy coming into our condo and finding those damages.
We was only here 2 months ago, and everything was absolutely fine. And so this has happened within the 2 months that we've been here. We've had about 4 or 5 bookings.
I think so, yeah.
In the past 2 months. So obviously it's happened in them, and we've waited to find out what reply we get, but why hasn't that been picked up on the checks that they do after someone's been in, and why are we going to have to foot the bill?
Yeah.
So,
and there's other little minor damages, like we've got protective covers on some of the furniture, they've been ripped off. We've got artificial plants, some of the plants have been pulled apart and put together in different places. It's just, yeah, we're not very happy. So it's just another reason why we don't want to rent our condo out anymore in the future.
So on our next trip, when we come out in September, by then the contract has ended and nobody will be allowed in it.
Yeah.
And it can't come soon enough. We're fed up having to deal with this stuff. But this is just stuff we're finding. We have to deal with stuff when we're back in the UK. So stuff gets broken pretty much every time someone's been in our condo. So we not only we're not just dealing with these 2 things now. We deal with it more or less every time someone's been in.
Yeah, there's
something. There's always something. There's always something that has been broken or has been stolen. And that is unfortunately the reality of renting out a holiday home.
So today we're trying to fit 3 theme parks into one day.
So this week here in Florida, we are only here for a week, unfortunately, but it is a bonus week that we never had planned. So Matt, luckily, got awarded an extra week's holiday at work as part of his bonus. So we booked this trip very last minute, and that's why we're only here for a week. Our next trip would have been September, which we are coming out here for an entire month, and we cannot wait. So this is just a bonus week that we didn't expect to have.
So on this trip, we're going to be getting the Disney annual passes.
Yay!
We're also going to be upgrading our universal passes to the premier level of pass, so we're looking forward to that. So yeah, we're going to fit in all the Disney parks, and also, excitingly, we are going to the previews of Epic Universe. We've got 2 days of Epic Universe to look forward to.
And then just to finish this video of the review of our travel day, it went a lot smoother than our last trip. So if you watched our last travel day, it was a bit of a disaster. So this one went super smooth. We absolutely bloody love Norse. Up to now, touch wood, literally touching the wood of a cupboard, we haven't had any issues with Norse. They are absolutely fantastic. If you can put up with the crappy films that are on the plane, they very, very, very rarely change them or add new ones. If you can deal with that, they are brilliant. We absolutely love it, and the rest of our trips this year and for next year are with Norse.
Yeah.
We like to get the most value out of our money. We don't fly premium, we don't fly fancy smancy, we don't pay the premium price with Virgin. We used to fly with British Airways until we discovered Norse. So we like to get the most value out of our money because we have so many bills to pay.
And also it means that the money we save, we can come out again. We can afford to do multiple trips per year. So yeah,
Yeah.
really good. And same for the Alamo car hire. Skip the counter, it's brilliant. Just Went straight down to the desk, picked our own car, and then drove up, gave them the credit card, and we were off.
It's just brilliant. The Norse and Alimo combination for me and Matt, it just works flawlessly.
And same for the toll pass. The toll pass saves you a fortune, because normally you'd usually hire a car company for your toll fees. With this toll pass, you save a fortune.
So that is going to wrap up our travel day. We have got an absolutely full-on week here in Florida. We have never just done a week here in Florida. We've always done a minimum of 2 weeks, but now we're doing much longer trips. But with this being a bonus trip that we booked last minute, with 2 days at Epic Universe, all the Disney parks, all the Universal parks, we are super excited to be here.
Yep.
So thank you so much for joining us on our travel day. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. We are so close. I think when I looked this morning, we're at 995 subscribers. We are just 5 off from our first 1,000 subscribers. Stay tuned for the rest of our week here in Florida and for all our upcoming trips and Epic Universe and Disney Parks, Universal and all of that. Thank you so much, and we will see you in the next video. Bye. This is an extra clip because I completely forgot to explain why there is no more videos after when we was getting off the cruise ship on our last trip 2 months ago. What happened was, when we got off the cruise ship, we was all absolutely fine. I was absolutely fine, everybody else was absolutely fine.
Turn right onto Celebration
We actually, me, Matt and my brother Joe actually went to Universal Studios that evening for a couple of hours. My mum and dad met some friends that was over here at the same time as us, and I was absolutely fine. And then when I got home that evening and we got in bed, then I wasn't fine. Basically, when I got in bed, immediately when I lay down, I felt like I was still on the cruise ship, like everything like was swaying. I felt like I was swaying and my body was still on the cruise ship, and I really didn't feel well from that point. And the next morning when we got up, I just felt even worse. And for that whole weekend, so we got off the cruise ship on the Friday morning, and this happened Friday night when I got in bed. That whole weekend I just felt worse and worse and worse. We were googling it as to what was wrong with me, and it's something that none of us have ever heard of. It's called land legs. So basically, when you get off the cruise ship, and according to all the research that we've done, the people that don't get affected by motion sickness gets affected by land legs the most. And that's me. Like, I don't get any motion sickness at all. I can go on a roller coaster 100 times in a row. I don't get any motion sickness. I was absolutely fine on the cruise ship. I didn't feel seasick at all. I didn't take any motion sickness tablets, and it all happened. It was like the trigger was when I got into bed that Friday night, and then I just got worse. So basically that whole weekend I was in our condo. I was so ill with motion sickness that I also basically couldn't stand in one spot. As soon as I stood in one spot, the overwhelming of motion sickness just came over me. Like I had to constantly keep moving. So after loads of research, it turned out to be land legs, but if it lasts longer than 48 hours, because it should have subsided by then it's called maldisembarkation syndrome that people can get. So basically, if it's longer than 48 hours, it's like an extreme case of land legs, and the maldisembarkation syndrome is from 48 hours and classed up to a week and several weeks. So for me, I felt so ill. I didn't eat basically nothing for an entire week. The only meal I had was the day before we flew back, so it would have been 7 days after we got off the cruise ship. We went to Texas Roadhouse and I had my first meal of the week. I basically just lived off a couple of cereal bars a day because I couldn't eat at all. I had no appetite. When we went to Universal for the rest of the week, I didn't go on any rides whatsoever. still had a great time walking around, but yeah, I didn't go on any rides at all. I really didn't feel well, so I do apologise that there is no more videos from my last trip, but I was just so ill from the mild disembarkation syndrome that we just didn't do any more filming. And at one point on the Sunday, it was 2 days after we got off the cruise ship, I said to Matt, we might have to phone our insurance, health insurance, and find out where I need to go and see a doctor or something, because I felt that rotten. But yeah, it took me an entire 7 days to start to feel relatively okay, and that was the day before we flew back home. So still had a great time walking around the Universal theme parks. Didn't go on anything, but it didn't matter because I knew it was coming at some point later this year, and I just wanted to feel better. And because of how ill that it did make me, I don't think that we aren't going to be doing any more cruises in the future. The research that we have done, because we did loads at the time, basically your body can get used to it the more cruises that you go on, but also it can't. But because it made me so severely ill, it's honestly put me off for life. Like I don't ever want to feel like that ever again. It was so awful. So that's what happened after we got off the cruise. I'm really sorry that there's no more footage after that of our trip, but to be honest, nothing really happened because I was way too poorly. I was so poorly one time.
Yeah, really ill.
So we are going to end this video again. We have just got to Celebration Post Office to post our US tax return off. So I'll explain a little bit more about that in the next video. And in the next video, we will be at Disney. So thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.